Everyone mentioned today is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and everything I discuss here is theory until proven fact, even if it is.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life. I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, bitch, hand me the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean, and I bring it to the mad light. Ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill. I know life's short, so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel?
Oh no, I'm out of sync.
How's it supposed to feel? They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah bitch I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Hey guys, how you going? Hey Deb, Alex, good to see you guys. Carl Anthony, how you going? Good to see you. You're cooking sausages at Bunnings, are you? Maria, how you doing? Good to see ya. Oh, Menacing Muskrat. Shannon, how you going? Good to see ya. Who else have we got in here? Who have I missed? Geez, it's hard to see up there. It's a long way away. Sherry, how you going, Sherry? Who else we got? Oh, Humpty, how you going? Have I missed anyone? Dealey, how you going? Okay, who else have we got in here? Rolf, how you going? Good to see ya. Okay, it looks like the names have changed. Like, why is YouTube keep changing everything? How you going, Kirsten? Good to see you. Okay, let's get on with some news. There's a lot of news. There's always a lot of news. Okay, here in Australia, we're going to start in Australia. We're going to move around the world. Bro said, that's great, mate. Threats of violence and people who sow division in our country should be dealt with. Question, though, why is it that Senator Lydia Thorpe can threaten to burn down Parliament House and nothing be done about it? And this was in response to Australians versus the Agenda. The Australian Federal Police has warned all current and emerging individuals and groups that are eroding Australia's social fabric are now on notice for what they say or do online or in person. adding that the AFP supports freedom of speech, but only if you follow the law. Does that mean only if it's what the government says? Why is his face so red? I think he's embarrassed to be saying whatever he's saying. Okay, let's have a listen.
There are current and emerging individuals and groups who are eroding our country's social fabric by advocating hatred, fear and humiliation, and the AFP once again is putting them on notice.
Oh no, this is just about that hate speech shit. Okay. Well, you know where I am. Okay. If you don't see me for a while, guys, I've probably been locked up for some reason for saying something wrong. OGP, also in Australia, saw 2 cars parked in a driveway in Brisbane today with Victoria Rego plates and Climate Action Now stickers. You can F right off back to Victoria, mate. This is a problem we're going to start having, is people who are, and I don't know whether they're paid to do this or just little lackeys, you know, just people who want to go around and make Australia all Labor. But, yeah, don't do this. And if this was me, I'd be scraping that Climate Action Now sticker off my car. Different if you really, you know, you can't vote in, like, you can't go to different states and start voting how you voted when you just ran from there because it's bad. God, people are dumb. Okay, McAmia said, I now live in a society where I've been told, like the rest of my fellow countrymen around the country by our federal police agency, you have free speech if you follow the law. Now, which law are they talking about? For some weird reason, it doesn't exactly feel like it's very free speech when we're being warned you have free speech, but if you step out of line, we'll come pay you a visit. For some reason, our society is incredibly worried about our social fabric, but not worried about the hatred that stems towards people that built the very land that we walk upon. 1984 was meant to be a fiction book, not non-fiction. I wonder how long it'll be before they come knocking on my fellow countrymen's doors for thinking the wrong things, or potentially having a joke amongst mates, and then next minute we're in handcuffs. This isn't North Korea, China or Russia, but sometimes I now wonder if they have somewhat better rights than my countrymen here when it comes to speech. No, this is Australia. You know, the land down under, or the land of the kangaroo, as some would know. A lucky country is what we're continually told, but it now very much seems like the only thing we'll be lucky to avoid is the shackles around wrists and visits to the gulags. Imagine that. Australia's Federal Police has officially said to people, we're watching you, we're ready to take action. Like, if they're worried about the social fabric or social cohesion, maybe they should be looking at the very people that have helped erode it to begin with and have created this division. You know, the people that employ them in Canberra, the politicians. Sadly, it's the Australian people that will now suffer because of the powers that the system holds in its attempt to stifle the voices of the many. But let it be known that whilst the Australian Federal Police sends out its own warnings to the Australian people, be wary how far you may step over. What happened in Nepal due to government overreach could very well happen in Australia. Whilst you may uphold the laws of the land, you also serve the people of this very great and powerful nation. There is a fine line to be treading right now with the direction our elected parliamentarians are taking us, and right now we're most definitely on that edge. It's always good to keep this in mind, as at the end of the day, nobody wants to see what occurred in Nepal happen to Australia. What happened there? Did they overthrow the government? Someone remind me. What happened there? Russia's looking good right now. Russia's actually given any Western white people, they've offered, if you want to go there, you can. So, like sanctuary. How's that? Russia. Yep. Keir Dis said, London Tube, women stand, men sit. Call me crazy, but once upon a time, British men would offer their seat to a woman on public transport. The imported generation of men do not share those same values. This scene epitomises that statement. Oh dear. All the men are sitting on their backsides. Full of foreigners too. Great, that's all you need to see in your country. Dear God. Okay, Ron Wyden said, Epstein bombshell, my tariff is releasing a new report. My staff? How did I see tariff in that? My staff is releasing a new report showing JP Morgan Chase executives all the way to the top enabled Epstein's sex trafficking operation. You're going to want to read this, so we're going to. Top GPMC execs were in constant contact with Epstein and were aware of his shady financials. Top staff at JPMC, reporting directly to CEO Jamie Dimon, closely supervised Epstein's accounts, more than one. One even coached Epstein on how to sanitize his suspiciously large cash withdrawals. Evidence shows JPMC severely underreported Epstein's suspicious transactions to the US government for decades, potentially in violation of federal anti-money laundering laws. This goes beyond a total compliance breakdown. It's impossible to believe the decisions that led to the cover-up of Epstein's financial transaction regarding his sex trafficking never reached the very top. Given the scale of Epstein's trafficking operations, it's clear that many more powerful people were involved. My staff have seen a paper trail with their own eyes. Banks that helped enable him should be investigated, as should anybody involved in Epstein's trafficking ring. It's outrageous that Trump and Bondi appear to be propping up fake investigations they can use as an excuse not to release the file Congress is demanding. Really? That's not the only Epstein file this administration is hiding, so they say. They've released it. So when was this? November the 21st. Where's this guy been? Because they're apparently releasing a database online. You all know I've been after the Treasury Department's own Epstein file. It's set thousands of detailed bank records, a map of Epstein's financial network. Secretary Bessent is blocking. No, he's not. And he denies it's even something Treasury should be investigating. Okay, well, this person is on the bit of the wrong side and they don't seem to get it that he's releasing them. Okay? Sorry, guys, read the wrong one out. AKA, this is what fashion currently looks like in Paris. That'll teach me to read it all the way through before I share it, won't it? But he did, like, the financials, they know all the way up to JP Morgan Chase. And Trump has said all the way up to JP Morgan Chase. Anyway, this is what... Holy shit, what's going on in France? Yeah, this is the fashion... I don't know, the demons are showing a bit. I don't know what's going on here. Why would you buy any of this shit? Would you buy any of this shit? I wouldn't wear any of this shit. Yeah, no, thank you. Has this person got a broken neck? No. Okay, anywho. C3 said one of the best parts about Letitia James getting caught in her mortgage fraud scheme. This was the niche she lied about with her property. Just enjoy all of it. And why do they stick their tongues out? Like, why do these people constantly stick their tongues out? What is going on? Put that tongue back in your mouth. We don't need to see that. Anywho, that was her cousin flashing all the cash. Okay, Randy Quaid said, what's Trump going to say to the little commie? Oh, Zoran Mamdani's on his way to the White House, or if not already there. Yeah, what's Trump gonna say to him? No, you can't have any more money, mate. You're not wasting tax dollars to prop up your state. Okay, well, I've already read that one, so I can just discard that. Joe Rambo said, why did Bill Clinton say Trump has the right to execute him under the Supreme Court ruling? Why would Bill publicly state that he'd rather go to Gitmo than the Colorado Supermax? Why has the Epstein narrative stuck around so long? Who does Epstein lead to? Who else does Epstein lead to? When POTUS told you we have it all, did you believe him? Watch this clip through. Bill has problems coming up with a certain island. I can't watch the whole thing. It's 14 minutes long, and I'll get hit with a copyright. But this one, Joe Rambo, this blew my mind so much when I heard it that I had to go back and get the full context. Bill Clinton just said he wants to ask Trump to send him to Gitmo instead of Supermax in Colorado. Okay, so Clinton is joking? Does this sound like a joke to you? Because this appearance is happening in Durham. Durham. Is that North Carolina? 1 hour and 25 minutes north of Fort Bragg, the home of the same fourth PSYOP group that bought you Ghost in the Machine. The danger within, I suppose that includes me. He won't execute me even though he could. Who wants to bet the Clintons will formally re-enter the exposure op? This feels like narrative seeding to me. Durham, Gitmo, 4POG. I don't know what POG means, but hey, let's have a look.
And he keeps talking about how he wants to get even and may have to call out the military on our own people. The danger within. I suppose that includes me. And I mean, basically, he's asserted the right to go after anybody that he thinks, in his wisdom, is a threat, right? You sign the oath says you promise to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And he said, I think I'll start with domestic. Bring me the Army. Now, I used to like President Clinton. I once said only he and Ronald Reagan were the great presidents since World War II. But I've had a change of heart, and I think he needs to go away for a long time. And I'm not going to execute him, although I could, under the Supreme Court's ruling. But I think I'll just send him to the Colorado Supermax for the rest of his life. So I've already got a petition ready. I want him to transfer me to Guantanamo. Because when you're 78, you're a lot more worried about it being too cold than being too hot. We're laughing about this, but let me tell you something. Being president is a sacred duty.
Yeah, you have to go where the evidence points. Okay, and it goes on. Holy crap. This was from 2024. I've been saying for months that CBS 17 looks like they're connected to 4POG, who just so happens to be located at Fort Bragg. The same place this channel broadcasts locally. We'll check out the report from 4 years ago. This is the only channel I can find that broadcasts this video. Dan Scavino posted a still shot of one of the strikes having an odd halo around it. That post hit the boards with Anon saying they'd never seen lightning do that before. Q responded, "Eyes? Have faith, Q. Follow the thread for many more examples." Okay. Oh, that was interesting. Did you see that? When it does a circle, it looks like a Q. Keep watching. There you go. Right at the beginning. Not joking, I'm starting to think this small local CBS 17 channel is giving us specific messaging. Yes, 17. Listen to this clip. Chaos and protests on UNC campus. Israel protests, both sides which hate Biden. It's symbolic. Think dual citizenship. Think saving Israel for last. In the clip, young Americans show respect for the flag and the men and women that fought for it. Again, symbolic of the direction we're headed. Our flag will not touch the ground. Our republic will be restored. Okay, well, this little CBS 17 news, interesting. Let's have a look.
Online fundraiser has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for UNC fraternity members after they protected the American flag during that campus protest yesterday.
Yeah, it's raised nearly $300,000 in just a few short hours. CBS 17's Harrison Grubb talks with students who stepped in about how this whole thing played out.
These moments on UNC's campus are resonating with thousands across the country.
When we went in, we said, we will not let the headline of this day be an American flag falls at UNC.
Ongoing protests against the war in Gaza intensified on campus Tuesday. At one point, pro-Palestinian protesters replaced the American flag flying over the quad with a Palestinian one. After university administrators brought a new flag, they tried...
Okay, don't know what this has to do with the Q thing, but anyway... I think they're just getting you to trying to get you to read the rest of their posts. I don't know. Anyway, but that was interesting. Okay? I think they know what's coming. I think they're a bit worried. Because it didn't really sound like a joke. He wasn't joking. He looked pretty serious, even though everyone laughed. Yeah, and don't forget, Israel last. American AF said Rep. Sheila Sheriff-Phileas McCormick, a Democrat in Florida, says the only reason she's been indicted is because she's black. She was caught stealing $5 million in FEMA money. Oh, of course, when you get caught, just scream racism. That'll help. Okay. Rep. James Comer said Democrats and Republicans approved subpoenas in July for Bill and Hillary Clinton. After good faith efforts to schedule depositions, further delays aren't acceptable. Given their Epstein ties, avoiding Congress would be in defiance of subpoenas and warrant contempt proceedings. Are they going to be held in contempt? And this is James Comer, not Comey. Okay, Eagle Wings has tagged James Comer in here. It's time to start arresting the untouchables. Breaking, Chairman James Comer drops the hammer on the Clintons over Epstein probe. If Bill and Hillary keep stonewalling subpoenas and refusing to testify about their Jeffrey Epstein ties, they're getting arrested. They will receive the Steve Bannon treatment. Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer just signalled he's ready to escalate criminal referrals and jail time if the Clintons keep defying Congress. The Epstein reckoning is coming for the elite. No one's above the law. And don't forget what they said. First indictment unsealed will trigger mass population awakening. First arrest will verify action and confirm future direction. They will fight, but you are ready. Marker 9. Okay? Didn't say the first arrest will shock the world. They said what's coming will shock the world. But the first indictment, unsealed, will trigger mass population awakening. The first arrest will verify action and confirm future direction. Okay, Santino said happening now. Funeral attendees filter in for former Vice President Dick Cheney's funeral service. I see Mitchie and Georgie and Laura, Autopen Joe and Dr. Jill, Kamala and Mike Pence. But where are the Clintons and the Obamas? Were they worried they were going to be arrested there and maybe they've not turned up because they were a bit worried? I don't know. Tosca Austin said life is good for the Clintons. They may be the luckiest couple in the world. Wealth beyond their wildest dreams, richer than 99.9% of humanity. They are still invited to Davos, still toasted at Martha's Vineyard, still treated like royalty while the alleged body count of people who crossed them reads like a horror novel. Vince Foster, Seth Rich, Jeffrey Epstein, Ron Brown, dozens of suicides that only happen in Clinton-adjacent zip codes. 30 years of FBI files, missing hard drives, smashed devices, bleached servers, dead witnesses, lost emails. And every single case has the same ending. Lack of evidence, matter closed, nothing to see here. What difference at this point does it make? Remember Hillary saying that in the Benghazi hearings? They sold uranium to Russia, missile tech to China, pardons to cocaine kingpins, and took hundreds of millions from the same foreign regimes they were supposed to be negotiating with. The Clinton Foundation is a global pay-to-play machine that had never met a dictator it couldn't launder money for. And still no cuffs. No trials, no reckoning, because the same machine that protects them also writes the history books. They don't just escape justice, they are the escape clause for everyone above a certain tax bracket. The Clintons didn't beat the system, they proved the system was custom built for them. And tomorrow they'll be walking in the woods laughing about the subpoenas they'll never answer, while the rest of us argue about whether justice is even real anymore. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's a resume. Clinton body count, no one's above the law except them. I beg to differ. This was the day Hillary Clinton lost the election. Remember that? Her shoe on the sidewalk when she collapsed into the van, or as she was getting in the van, or before she got in the van. Okay, and everyone's pointing out the Obamas and Clintons are absent from Dick Cheney's funeral. Okay, this is interesting. Eric Doherty said just in, Secretary Marco Rubio orders all US embassies to pressure Western governments that are allowing mass migration stating it poses an existential threat to the West. Wholly based. US officials will now scrutinise policies in Western nations that give leniency to migrant crime and human rights abusers, or that create two-tiered systems that prioritise migrants at the expense of their own citizens. In the United Kingdom, thousands of girls have been victimised in Rotherham, Oxford and Newcastle by grooming gangs involving migrant men. Many girls were left to suffer unspeakable abuse for years before authorities stepped in. America must lead the West against mass third world migration. Oh, please do. We're in trouble in Australia. Okay, let's go more into Cheney's funeral. Flopping aces said Cheney's funeral wasn't a memorial, it was a meeting. A rare, full-strength assembly of Washington's ruling class, the same people who spent years trying to destroy Donald Trump. And guess who's missing? The one man they fear the most. Inside the National Cathedral, the scene was unreal. Biden, Pence, Pelosi, Schiff, Brennan, Bolton, McConnell, Gore, Kamala, Roberts, Fauci, Rachel Maddow. Real-life rogues gallery of America's permanent power structure. If you ever wondered what the deep state looks like in one room, this was it. Every faction of Washington's elite was represented. Intel, media, bureaucracy, old guard Republicans, Democrat power brokers, national security architects, beltway donors and handlers, all gathered under the same stained glass roof. But something felt off. It didn't look like people celebrating a statesman. It looked like people bracing for something, like a group huddled before the next move on the chessboard. A panic summit disguised as a funeral. And the biggest tell? Donald J. Trump and J.D. Vance were not invited. This wasn't etiquette. It wasn't protocol. It wasn't an oversight. It was a message. This is our circle, and he threatens all of us. It was the greatest assemblage of bloodsuckers since the Hammer Film Studio closed in 1979. And honestly, look at the lineup. Brennan, architect of the Russia hoax. Schiff, king of the evidence he never had. Fauci, the virus stops with every vaccinated person. Rachel Maddow, the propaganda amplifier. Bolton, now awaiting trial. It was a monster's ball for the ruling class. And even though Trump wasn't physically there, he dominated the room like a spectre. Every whisper, every handshake, every side-eye over the pews. He was the topic they couldn't escape because all their plots failed, and the man they tried to bury is still walking. And at the centre of the ceremony was Dick Cheney, a man whose heart was so damaged he needed a transplant at 71 years old. Well, hopefully he didn't get it off a young person who, about those transplants. That they take people out for. Yet even after that, he still had enough juice to cheerlead the deep state's anti-Trump crusades behind the scene. His daughter Liz, she did the public dirty work and paid the price. 28.9% versus 66.3%. Wyoming rejected her completely. But let's talk about what else happened this week. While the elites gathered for their hush-hush panic summit, something dropped online. A video from Democrat lawmakers led by former CIA employee Elise Slotkin. What was the message? A suggestion that America's military should ignore Trump's orders. And that is what I was talking about. Candace Owens did the same thing. She told the military to go AWOL when the Iran thing was happening, because she thought we were going into World War III. I knew we weren't, but hey. They didn't cite a single illegal order, not one. They just implied if Trump says it, it's illegal. This was not protecting democracy. This was not guardrails. This was mutiny signalling. A coordinated attempt to delegitimize the commander-in-chief before he acts. Trump responded hard, even referencing the death penalty. Legally incorrect. But the real story isn't legal nuance. He did reference the death penalty, but he didn't say them. He said hold them account, charge them and let's get them into court. That was what he was saying from what I gathered. The real story is they're preparing excuses for defiance. They're terrified of losing control. They know their lawfare isn't working. The Slotkin video was a panic flare. Meanwhile, Kunstler, I have to say that right, before I say the wrong word, calls Trump the Scarlet Pimpernel of US politics, the hero who outwits tyrants at every turn. He mocks them, he escapes them, he reversed them. Every trap sprung, every hoax exposed, every "this is the end for Trump" moment evaporated. Back inside the cathedral, the elite didn't look like winners. They looked nervous. Like aristocrats who sense the peasants sharpening their tools. Like a class that knows its power is rotting underneath it. This wasn't unity, this was shared fear. Some of them are staring down legal consequences themselves, and that's why the funeral mattered. It wasn't just a farewell to Cheney, it was a symbol. The old order's dying, and the people who ran the country in the shadows are losing their grip. And they know the reckoning is coming. Kunstler calls it a treasonous scaffold built over Russiagate lies, leaks, blackmail, media collusion, lawfare, intel deception, censorship, bureaucratic sabotage, and now it's collapsing. Piece by piece, court by court, exposure by exposure. And so the elite creep into funerals, after parties, back rooms, whispering strategy and fear. The public sees eulogies, but the insiders see risk, loss, consequences, accountability approaching like a shadow down the aisle. And while Americans prepare for Thanksgiving, the people in that cathedral are preparing for something else. The next attempt, the next narrative, the next trap. Because power once tasted is never surrendered quietly. The wicked don't rest. They scheme, they whisper, they plot, especially when they feel the war's closing in. And right now, they do. The funeral was not a coincidence. The Slotkin video was not a coincidence. The snub was not a coincidence. These were signals, coordinated, calculated, desperate. The deep state is bracing for the return of the one man they couldn't break. And inside Cheney's funeral, the deep state panicked summit, and Trump was the one they feared to invite, the only one they feared to invite. Very interesting take. Gunther Eagleman said the Democrat Party has just collapsed. DNC takes out a $15 million loan during donation shortfall as the midterms approach. Okay, we've got Gunther Eagleman saying traitor. Libs of TikTok said breaking. Richard or Jeddah, a retired Army major, former Democrat state senator and current Democrat candidate for Congress in North Carolina, urges all military members to refuse and defy orders from Trump, Hegseth and other leaders. And he's in the military, so he's going to get the second option that I was reading yesterday. Yes. It is a crime. Gunther Eagleman said, boom, the House just voted 285 to 98 to denounce socialism and block it nationwide. Guess who voted no? A majority of Democrats. Probably not all, but just a majority. They literally just admitted they want communism for America. Masks are off. Wow. So 98 Democrats, or Democrats and probably rhinos, want socialism. Interesting. Sky News Australia has reported that the EU Safety Commissioner Julian Mann-Grant has failed to respond to calls to testify before Congress as a top Trump ally warns the US takes censorship threats from foreign countries pretty darn seriously. Yeah, she's not responding. She said she doesn't have to go to the US to face Congress. Can you send out what do you call it? Interpol wanted? Can you do that? Can we do that? Can Interpol, can you put out an Interpol arrest warrant for this lady and take her back to America and hold her accountable? But if she does go back and testify, you know it's going to open up our whole government to things. Could be why it could be why Trump treated Albo and said he's a nice person and nice to me and all that, because down the line he knows things are going to come up and then it's going to be exposed. He's got to look like, I don't know anything, till it happens. Okay, Benny Johnson said this is happening everywhere. Job sites across America sitting totally abandoned. Why? Because the moment Biden flung the borders open, these companies dumped American workers and flooded their crews with cheap criminal alien labour. They built their entire operations on it. Now the sites are empty, their cheap labour's vanished, and projects sit unfinished. These should be American jobs, but they were stolen. Yes, and American workers were fired so they could get these people in. Now what are you going to do? Now how are you going to finish that? Get American workers in there. There's no other option unless they want to knock it down and then they have to pay the money back to whoever, I don't know. There's a lot going on. Okay, I shared this because it's very true, but he's responding to himself, right? Mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent. Think about that. It is. If you give too much mercy to guilty people, then what about their victims? What do you think that's doing to them? Matt Van Swal said breaking. Dedebayan Fun, oh my goodness. I can't even pronounce his name. Fortenberry of Charlotte, North Carolina, who's been arrested a mind-boggling 56 times. Oh, that's nothing. We got one in Australia who's been done about 100 times. Yet 56 times, was arrested again on Friday for assaulting a woman multiple times. Oh, and he's already out of prison and back on the streets today. North Carolina has a bit of a problem. Yeah, mercy to the guilty is cruelty to the innocent. Exactly. Okay, Bobby D said, holy, we need to sound the alarm. Call me crazy, but when they say their goal is to destroy our Constitution, believe them. Call me crazy again, but anyone okay with marrying off a 9-year-old girl is a pedo in my book. All of them need to get the hell out. Retired sergeant blows whistle in Texas. Texans be aware. Oh, that's really low.
Full-time law enforcement service, and I dealt with representatives of EPIC many times when I was the sergeant for the Plano Police Department. The training sergeant for the Plano PD. There seems to be a general misunderstanding that we're talking about a plan to build an Islamic Sharia-friendly community. The EPIC neighborhood already exists in Plano. It's been there for nearly 12 years. With 74 residential properties, a massive mosque.
How well can you guys hear that? I need to know how well you can hear it because I'll read it out if you can't hear it very well.
Schools, a medical clinic, and multiple businesses. It also has an office of an Islamic financing institution called the UIF Corporation. The UIF Corporation is not a bank. It's a Michigan-based corporation whose publicly stated purpose is to, quote, engage in financial transactions that are Sharia compliant, end quote. Those are their words, not mine. The local government officials south of here have known for years that only Muslims can purchase homes inside that neighborhood. You have to be a member of their mosque to live there. The first house built in that neighborhood was built right next to the Plano Police Academy. It's a huge structure with 2 separate front doors. The rear of the property is just a few feet from a large outdoor warning siren. The house has a large second-story platform overlooking the restricted access parking lot where the police department stored specialized vehicles such as bomb trucks, bomb disposal equipment, and the SWAT team's armored vehicle. I am a court-recognized expert in SWAT team tactics and procedures. That house has all the hallmarks of a fortress and a command post. The rear of the house looks a lot like an observation post and a shooting platform. Why would somebody choose to build a house so close to a giant warning siren and a police training site? Why would someone build a huge platform overlooking all those specialized police emergency vehicles? The first owner of that house is a leader in the EPIC neighborhood, and he is also the co-founder of the Yaqeen Institute for Islamic Research. And I urge everyone to visit their website and read what it has to say about instituting Sharia law. This is not a matter of radicals hiding in plain sight. They're not hiding. They've been open about their beliefs. Local government decision makers have failed to ask hard questions for fear of negative publicity and being labeled as bigots. I'm not here to spread innuendo or to make unfounded accusations. I'm asking everyone to simply look at the evidence and the confirmed facts that are already in existence. Thank you for your time, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.
So you got a little town in Texas that you can only move there if you are a Muslim and go to their mosque. Holy shit. I've got a feeling that the scary thing that's going to happen has something to do with Muslims. Why do I think that? Or they're going to blame them, one of the two. And it might be the deep state. Well, I think the whole thing's made up by the deep state. But hey, Fletch17 said there it is. Let's see how the MSM covers Trump's treason posts. They know what the punishment is. Now he's made it public. FYI, in the United States, treason is the only crime defined directly in the US Constitution, Article 3, Section 3. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason and shall suffer death or shall be imprisoned not less than 5 years and fined under this title but not less than $10,000 and shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. There you go. Derek Evans said if you don't know your rights, then you don't have any. Now you know why they stopped teaching the Constitution in schools. They did that here too in maybe the 60s or early 70s. They stopped teaching our constitutions at school. I found out that Ireland has a constitution, so does England. Wonder how many more countries have a constitution that we didn't know about. Gunther Eagleman was responding to Speaker Pelosi when he says, Nancy, stop being a dipshit. Nancy Pelosi said, Donald Trump's latest threats against Democratic lawmakers are dangerous, disgraceful and beneath the dignity of any public office. When the president makes the appalling and un-American suggestion that members of Congress are seditious traitors for telling our military intelligence community to protect and defend the Constitution, no, you're telling them to go against it. You moron. Anyway, she is being a dipshit. And there's heaps of them all over Twitter. They're all coming out saying, President Trump called for death of Democrats. He didn't exactly call for that. He just did say, like it was close, but he did not actually say Democrats. Bad Hombre said if you commit sedition or treason against your country, you should receive a fair trial. If you are found guilty, you should be hanged. The hanging should be public. That standard should apply to everyone equally, including politicians. Interesting take. Pauline Hanson here in Australia, Labor and the Liberals are both hooked on high immigration to prop up GDP. It's a short-sighted fix for their economic failures, and everyday Australians are copping the consequences. People can't find a home, rents are through the roof, hospitals and aged care are overwhelmed, infrastructure's stretched, and the migrants being brought in aren't even filling the skills we desperately need, like construction. You cannot import your way out of a skills shortage. History has shown us this. We need to start investing in our own people. We need homegrown skills. Too many are coming in and not enough of the right ones. It's time to end mass migration. One nation's visa cap would have reduced immigration into Australia by approximately 250,000 people, giving the nation room to recover. I think it all needs to be stopped until we recover. It's time for real action on immigration. Time to put Australians first. And Pauline Hanson and One Nation are on their way up. On their way. Sorry, I had to have a little bit of a hiccup there. Juanita Broderick said, Trump's not wrong. Please just shut the fuck up. You married your brother. All Donald Trump said was seditious behaviour, punishable by death. That's all he said. So these people are stepping in it and proving they're guilty by coming out saying, he's suggesting we all be hanged or, should be punished by death. Donald J. Trump said, hang them, George Washington would. Maybe there, but he still didn't say who. Okay, Kobe Thatcher said Kelly Sloan has been elected as New South Wales Liberal Party leader. I'm just going to say it, with the dismal state our country's in, the last thing we need is more women in leadership positions. And I agree. Because what they do is they normally employ the left-leaning Liberal women, a lot of who don't have children. Some of them probably do, but a lot of them don't. And they wreck the country, okay? Okay. Clandestine was responding to John Fetterman. I strongly reject this dangerous rhetoric. Do not threaten members of Congress, Republican or Democrat. It's deeply wrong with no exceptions ever. Trump blasts seditious Democrat veterans punishable by death. It's not a threat, it's the law. Don't commit sedition, treason, and you have nothing to worry about. Wow, we got some mad pipe hammer going on around here. Yeah, don't commit sedition, treason, and you have nothing to worry about. But for some reason, the Dems just can't help themselves. No. It's like they're coming out going, yes, we're guilty, we're guilty, we're guilty. Here we go. Joey Manorino said Trump said nothing about killing Democrats. He said that people guilty of treason and sedition should be hung. Democrats thought he was referring to them only because they're guilty of treason and sedition. He literally never mentioned the word Democrats. Funny that, isn't it? One bad dude said, I'm going to say this as appropriately as possible. If you don't like America, you should leave. This man speaks for so many of us here in the States. We don't want you here if your goal is to change the country. We don't want you here if you hate the country. Why would you even be here if that's the case? Listen to this.
I'm going to say this as appropriately as possible.
Oh, shit, that's
if
loud.
You don't like America, you should leave. If you are a part of an organization that is plotting the downfall of America, I'm telling you, you should leave. If you are a part of any religious movement that does not appreciate the Constitution of the United States of America, then I'm letting you know it is in your best interest to leave. I understand, but I'm letting you know that it is your best interest to leave. I get it. I understand what it's like to want to have it your way. You're not going to have it your way. And so I'm letting you know that if you are not happy, if you are not satisfied, if you are looking for some type of change, well, there are already places that have been built just the way you want it.
Hell yeah.
And it ain't going to be here.
You tell them, mate. Seriously. That was really good. Nice young man. Okay. House of the Muse said no one wants to open the folder. Disclosed TV said now a funeral for former Vice President Dick Cheney commences. You see these folders? Oh yeah, put it down. Don't even open it. Don't open it. Ooh. Remember the last one? It's Bush Senior's funeral where they opened it. It said something in there. God knows what, but it said something. Like they have it all, sorry. None of them want to open the folders. That is hilarious. He was just looking at it on the ground. Oh, dear. Okay, MJ Truth also said, oh my God, look what a Trump posted. Drop a thumbs up if you agree seditious behaviour should be punishable by death. See, that's all he wrote. And he retruthed, hang them, George Washington would. And he retruthed this person, Pengel, to insurrection treason. And he also retweeted Daryl Sharp, sedition. I like the little Pepe in the corner. There you go. Okay, Liberal Tier Creator said make the death penalty great again. Yep. Just showing you exactly what was said, right? So you can't, he did not call for Democrats to be killed. But hey, if they, it's like if it doesn't apply to you, just forget it, you know what I mean? But if it does, they're going to step in it, which they did. Wall Street Ape said this is one of the most viral videos I've seen. It has 2.6 million likes. This is a clip of a Muslim child in Pakistan, a pregnant girl going to the market with her husband. 2.6 million likes and every comment is pure outrage. The world is waking up to Islam. Oh, dear God. That looks a little bit lumpy. I don't know what's going on there, but hey. Disgusting if it is what it is. Okay, here's another one. Clandestine said the biggest anti-Trump narratives just went up in flames over the course of the last 24 hours. The Trump is owned by Israel crowd just watched Trump create a military alliance with Saudi Arabia. How does that add up? Then Trump signed the bill releasing the Epstein files, and the Dems are now scrambling, trying to explain away the fact that the new docs show Epstein was deeply affiliated with the Democrat Party. The Epstein smear campaign backfired. Whoops. In addition, Trump's DOJ just indicted a sitting Democrat congresswoman for money laundering, so all the indict someone and nothing ever happens people also find themselves in a pickle. All of Trump's critics just took a massive blow. You hate to see it, don't you? Yeah, remember this person when Trump won the first time? No! No! Freaking lunatics. Calm down, mate. BDW. Oh, they're still trying, though. Believe me, they're still trying to tie Trump with Epstein, and Trump is owned by Israel. They're still trying. BDW said, hi, we worked at the CIA together. Your video for intel and military personnel was seditious. It was a call to ignore the President of the United States, wrapped in a wink of, but make it lawful. It was propaganda. You know what you're doing, and so do I. Senator Alyssa Slotkin, okay, now this is a own if I've ever seen one. Earlier this morning, President Trump threatened me and a group of service and veteran members of Congress with arrest, trial and death by hanging. Okay? That's putting your foot right in it. That's like an admission, you moron. In other words, yes, we were doing it. Milo said the creepiest, most sinister, most wretched person on the face of the earth. Guess who she's trying to impersonate? Meghan Markle. Yes, Princess Diana. Watch this. Hang on. They're not even hiding it. Ah, well, this is one of the many, but you can't really... She dresses like her, poses like she's trying to be the next Diana. I don't think that's going to work. Oh, people think she's a man. There's one of them. Okay. This one. This one. This one. Know your parasites. The lunatic. The deer tick, the wood tick, the dog tick, and the lunatic. No one will ever match up to Princess Diana. Look at this. Come on, man. No, you're never going to do it, love. Never. Never, never, never. Oh, this is Meghan Markle's ties to Karina Shalayak and Jeffrey Epstein here. There is Karina, I don't know, here, and Meghan Markle. They're the yacht girls. And Epstein girlfriend Karina again with Meghan Markle again. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, you're not going to ever replace Princess Diana. I am sorry. No one can do that except Princess Diana. Okay, 5:89 bull, my hand's going to sleep. For anyone who's been awake the last 10 years, Trump didn't just post about seditious behaviour punishable by death to take a shot at one person. He just put the entire Washington ecosystem on notice. Because let's be real, if you applied the actual federal definition of sedition to the last decade, DC lights up like a Christmas tree. Leaking became a career path, sabotage became a virtue, unelected bureaucrats started acting like shadow presidents, intel agencies ran their own foreign policy, media wasn't reporting, they were coordinating, and every time voters made a decision the swamp didn't like, they simply resisted. Trump's message was simple. You call it resistance, the law calls it sedition. This was a warning shot, a psychological reset. A reminder that Washington hasn't just been corrupt, it's been operating outside the constitutional chain of command for years. The lights just came on in the Roach Motel. The ones scurrying know exactly who that post was meant for. Hammer dropped, and they admitted it. They all are out there, like there are heaps of them, out there saying, Trump just threatened us. Trump just threatened us. Did he? Is that how you take that? If it doesn't apply to you, then it, you disregard it. But if it does apply to you, or you're going to react. Or you're going to react bad. Oh, dear God. Okay, Basil the Great said, Japan enforces strict new immigration rules. If you're illegal, you will be deported. If you break the law, you will be deported. If you don't follow local customs, you will be deported. If you don't respect Japanese culture, you will be deported. Can we please do the same here? I really, really do want... Oh, apparently they've been fact-checked, but I can't read it. Fact-check. Holy shit. I can't rate it because I can't even read it. Do I now need to learn how to read Japanese? Shit. And probably Chinese and probably Arabic so you can, listen to people when they're talking. Go, I know what you said. They can't talk. They do that here in Australia. They come here, they're speaking their own language, especially when they're speaking about Australians. So if any Australian knows what they're talking about, that would be a very interesting conversation to have. Oh, dear. Libs of TikTok said Transgender Day of Remembrance. Oh, they're trying to have a Transgender Day of Remembrance. We're going to turn this around. Remember the lives lost due to trans terrorism. Okay? That's the Trans Day of Remembrance. This is what it's going to be. The violence. Retard Finder said Elon calls himself a retard. He's not the only one. I'm a retard half the time. This is how it's done, you freaking snowflakes. If I've called you a retard, toughen the fuck up and stop being retarded. Elon Musk said earlier today Grok was unfortunately manipulated by adversarial prompting into saying absolutely positive things about me. For the record, I'm a fat retard. Oh, dear. There you go. He called himself... You've got to have a sense of humour, guys. Seriously, if you don't have a sense of humour, then things aren't going to be good. Okay. Hang on, I need to cough. I need to mute. Hang on. Try and mute. And just remember to unmute again. Okay. Right, Scope said, breaking, the NCGOP is calling on Rep. Julie von Heffen to resign for posting a graphic photo of President Trump beheaded. Give me a thumbs up if you want to remove from office and charged with inciting violence. Oh, dear God. Oh. I'm not going to say a word. Yeah, she should be removed from office if she is posting graphic photos of President Trump beheaded. Well, tell me something. Has Trump posted any of the Democrats beheaded? And yes, this. Libs of TikTok said, I want doctors to start being sentenced to prison for this. Oh, dear God. What in the hell have they done? That's butchering. That's not being a doctor, that's being a butcher. That is crazy. Okay, have Snowball Choo Choo said, I'm a masochist, I'm now watching the Arias. And just when I thought my life couldn't get any worse, and our Arias are like your, I don't know. Would they be like the Emmys, Grammys? I'm not sure. Life couldn't get any worse. Dylan Alcott appears, then it degrades further with these walking STDs. This woman here, her name is Abby Chatfield, right? I'm going to show you a little clip of her calling for the assassination of Donald Trump. Abby Chatfield, here we go, retards down under. This is from a while ago, but I want to show you who this person is because this person also should be highlighted to... President Trump should know who this person is, really. Abby Chatfield is a disgusting human. Only hours after Charlie Kirk was assassinated in front of his children, she posted about how she hated him. She's now made a statement claiming she is living in fear and had a mental episode. I'm not surprised. A man dies, but this piece of shit is the victim? Scum. Her full statement below. What's her full statement? Oh, I'm not reading that shit. Proof for it didn't happen. She reckons she's getting death threats. Okay, this is her. She's an insane Australian. Oz Integrity, right? This is from July. Okay, way back. There are serious concerns to be had in relation to the known associates of Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, because this is one of them. Last night, influencer Abby Chatfield appeared to incite assassination of US President Trump. Today, she's inciting riots. This is who Albo uses for socials. Now, watch this insane, crazy woman, right? And she is a friend of Albanese, our Prime Minister. And she is, in a really weird way, inciting violence against President Trump. Now, I've showed this on my other channel, but for the people who are on here that haven't seen it, watch this weirdness.
Good morning, Americans. It's time to fucking protest. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's 11 p.m. in Australia. Okay, I'm about to go to sleep. And I'm checking my TikTok. Where's the protest? Stand the fuck up. Do you understand that yesterday, last night, the oligarch
what the fuck?
that was in charge of your government, he actually admitted to rigging the election.
No, he didn't.
In a way. Obviously not explicitly, but he did say that without his help, the outcome would have been different. So maybe...
What is wrong with you, woman?
Like, Australians, imagine if Dutton won the election. Actually, imagine if Pauline Hanson won the election.
Oh, we can only hope, yeah.
And imagine if there was a tweet from Gina Reinhardt saying, without me, they wouldn't have won. Huh? I would be driving to Canberra, ready to fucking riot. I would be...
Would you really?
Land of the free. You guys have no democracy left. Look, I hope it's not true. It's not guaranteed to be true. I understand that. But it's time to at least inquire.
What is she doing?
It's time to at least ask someone.
Is she on some coke or something?
Was the election rigged? Can we have a redo? Like, I feel like there have been a few signs pointing to some suspicious dictatorship, oligarch activity regardless of this. But I thought I'd see some protests, some riots, some chaos, some good old American freedom fighting. And we're just making some TikToks. Get up, get up, get up. Aren't you meant to be like the toughest nation on earth? But instead, you're going, have you guys seen this tweet? Have you guys seen this Jimmy Fallon reaction to this tweet? I kind of wanted to see what Jon Stewart has to say. What the fuck are you saying? I love you. This is why I'm saying this is tough love. Get the fuck up. Get up. Stand up and do something about this. Okay? 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 Because otherwise...
Definitely on something.
You're all more fucked than you were going to be already. So, yeah. Holy fuck. Wow.
Yes, that is the insane Abby Chatfield, who is good friends with our Prime Minister, so I think Trump needs to know about all this. And again, Senator Babette on the 12th of September said, here's the darling of the left, Abby Chatfield, calling for a political assassination. She got her wish.
Americans, when are you going to do it? Why isn't it already done? Every day there's another happening, right? Awful for your country. Awful, right? Why don't we redirect this energy to something else? You know? There's all these incels that are going, oh, what the fuck me? So they go and do. You know what would actually make people respect you a little bit and make people want you? Is if you did it. Is if you did it. You get heaps of fan mail. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just do it.
So there she is calling for the assassination. She didn't say it outright. She's using hand signals. Yeah, my feed is hilarious. Oh. Retards down under said, imagine my shock to find out Abby Shitfield's a shit person who defamed her friend. What a complete retard. Because apparently she was ordered to pay $79,000 for defamatory social posts about a former friend. And he sued her for defamation. Yep, she's a crazy woman. She's definitely on drugs, right? From that, I don't know what she was doing. She looks like she was feeling herself up or something. I don't know. It was very weird. And I look at that and I just think, what the hell? Seriously. Retard finder found one, obviously. Rep Pramila Jayapal said, today on Transgender Day of Remembrance, I'm leading a resolution to lift up this day and honour all the trans people who've lost their lives due to anti-trans violence. I'd also like to honour the people who lost their lives due to trans violence. Apparently, trans lives matter and I'll never stop fighting for all trans to be able to live as their authentic selves. Retard Finder said, pretty sure suicide's the number one cause of death for them. Maybe concentrate on getting them help and stop playing into their delusions. The ratio's gone hard. The person who the post originated from has 497 likes. The person who called them out has 13,000. And Clandestine, in response to Alex Soros said, this is how it happens. A president calls for his critics in Congress to be executed and people try to wave it away. No, he called for anyone committing sedition to be held accountable. This is how democracies fall and open societies fracture. No patriot should accept this. No American should look away. Well, Clandestine's come back with the fact you're concerned about this tells me all I need to know. Your puppets will be exposed. It's funny how democracies fall and open societies. What's the name of his company again? Oh, wait, is that Open Societies? Open Societies, a chair at Open Society. So democracies fall and open societies fracture. Is he trying to tell us something? Have you fractured, mate? Has your open society become fractured? I hope so. And that is it for today. How long was that going for? 1 hour and 7 minutes. Well done, me. Okay. Oh, there we go. Knew that was going to happen. Okay. Let's just go over a few of the comments. Corey, how you going? Does anyone know a link to archives of all the posts made by Q, even if it's a hoax? I want to read up on it. I can give you the link. As long as I just cut this out. Where is it? Cut that. And then go to here and I can copy and paste the link in the comments. It will throw up a warning that this site may be phishing or something. Oh, it's not going to let me post it. Is that right? Did that post? No. Huh. This is interesting. I'm trying to post it. I will post it. If I can. Oh, that's the inquiry. Hang on. Just go there. Yeah, I'm in the inquiry part. That's what's happening. Hang on. Okay, no. This is what it'll throw up. Ignore and proceed. Okay, and you've got to wait for the verify to verify. Hang on. Yeah, I'm going to have to completely back out of this. So it means I've got to turn my keyboard on. And backspace. Now, it's still doing the same thing. Okay, I thought the link might have been wrong, but it wasn't. But it won't let me post it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. I'm trying to post here. And it's not working. Very interesting, YouTube. Corey, I will try as soon as I can. Muskrat said Hillary has all been processed. She's gone, yep. Hev has one. Hopefully she can post it. I'm trying. It's just QAnon.pub. QAnon, all one word, small case. QAnon.pub, and then push enter. And it should come up. They obviously don't want you to have the link. Out to lunch said Cheney couldn't get any soldier body parts. Deb said, I love seeing the cube board come to life. So do I. I am Kai said, I'm sure Hev will. She's awesome. Oh, God love you. Yep, out to lunch. Fred loves Donna and Donna loves Fred. Pinkster said, Q said they had Canada's back. I don't really go for them anymore. No, they'll be taken, as soon as America fixes itself, they'll be moving with them. Okay, they'll be, it will. Just hang in there, Pinkster. I know it's hard. I'm in Australia and I think that we're going to go with them too, but a little bit after you guys. Pinkster said, turn the other cheek, gives you 2 red cheeks. Yes, that's exactly right. Alex said, you need your spanner back, Muskrat. I don't think you can post any links without it. Can you make me mod and I can drop the link, Hev? Okay, are you going to be under this, oops. Are you going to be under this name for a while, probably? Okay, I've made you a mod. Can you post it? Let's see if you can do it, because I can't. Out to lunch said, Kai, I heard you moved. Are you still near a military base? Alex said, they always let the most wrong uns out. At this point, I think they're doing it on purpose. They want us all to live in constant fear. Yep. Kai said, well, not that one. I'm further north. Corey said, please do post it. I can't piece together any clear-cut narrative of what's even going on anymore. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that video was quiet. Well, hopefully it does have the words on the screen as well. So hopefully if you couldn't hear the video that you could read that, you know, what he was saying. I am Kai said, just not the same tube anymore. Starchild, how you going? My son asked me what socialism is. I said, well, son, it's when doctors and teacher make the same amount as a cart collector at Walmart. He wasn't very impressed, to say the least. Yep. I am Kai said, I thought it was a Ken from BSA. Pinkster said yes, and not just Hev. There's a whole bunch that disappeared that are now back with no explanation. I know. I saw a video of someone who was a Q person many years ago, and their video popped up in my feed that said I got my channel back, and they said you just have to go in and appeal the decision, you know, in where you can pick your channels up here in YouTube Studio, and you have to oh, well done, Muskrat, good on ya. Yeah, and you just have to appeal the decision, because for ages my Have Truth Seeker account wasn't even in here when I pressed this. You go in here, you go switch accounts, right, or accounts, and the Have Truth Seeker wasn't even in there, but it was there when I looked. So I appealed it, and the next day I got my channel back. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on. They are dropping subs like flies, though. Either that or people just aren't interested anymore, because this was in 2020. You know, a lot of people were locked down. People were looking for answers, and maybe a lot of people aren't interested anymore. But, yeah, they're dropping subs, so... And they dropped them before I even got it back, because I had at least 38,000 subs. Some people said it was 40. And they gave it back to me with 37,000. I took a screenshot when it was 38,000, because I was very surprised 38,000 people would sub to me. Yeah, but anyway, let's not worry about that. I got my channel back. Yeah, we missed you too, Menacing. Yeah, sad but true, Starchild. Hey, going light worker over 100 Sharia law courts in England? Oh, no. Kai said, I just got here in time for winter. Nice one. Dealey said, Muskrat, you've been missed. So glad to have you back. Yeah, Alex said, light worker, yes, shocking, growing at a substantial rate, scary times we're living in. Alex said, all by design, I think, definitely. Oh, love to you too, menacing. Kai said, Dearborn, Michigan's been taken over almost completely. Yes, I did a video on that yesterday. So, very interesting. Alex said, I was passing everyone's messages on, but it's not been the same without our muskie. Hey, Zell, how you going? And out to lunch. And Elaine. A Zion Muslim Brotherhood plan agenda. Okay. Kai said, yes, been pretty shitty month this last one. Lee said, yes, we notice when long-time chat family members go missing for a bit, we do. Out to lunch said, did sis and brother get a divorce? You're talking about Ilhan Omar and her brother? Alex said, agreed, sending love and prayers to everyone here and everyone we haven't seen for a while. Definitely. Pinkster said, drip, 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 the swamp continues to drain. It is, slowly but surely. Yes, Al, DEI politics. Dealey said, I doubt that, Alex. Kai said, sis getting deported if she's lucky. Menacing Muskrat thinks Fetterman's being vrilled again. Black Eye Club. Sal said, the more pressure being applied, look at all the money falling out of the tree. I am Kai said, I do think about our little group when I'm not around. Yeah, Alex, some people love to twist words. They do. Kai said, sometimes I'm lurking and won't engage because I'd be prone to bitching. That's cool. Alex said, me too. You've all helped me get through the last few years knowing we all have each other. Yeah, exactly. Yep, Zal said everything's about to backfire on the left woke zealots out there. They are. How you going, George? Good to see ya. Deborah said, I hope Dolores is okay. She was very unwell. I hope she's all right too. And Luna and lots of people, lots and lots and lots of people. Out to lunch said, have they been served? I'll have to look that up. Don't know. I don't know if I think they've been served. I'm not sure. They were supposed to show up at court and they've all just said no. Remember when Trump did that? And they tried to arrest him. Alex said, yes, worried about what it might say this time. Dealey said, they're afraid of folders. Here they are now. Kai said, like this morning, almost picked a fight with a guy that's at least 7 foot tall. I thought twice, but was still pissed. Elaine said, sending love, protection, strength from our true creator because you're all going to need it for what's going to happen. Definitely. We're all going to need it. Kai said, worst part is he's related. Oh, no. Yeah, if the shoe fits, Deborah. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Deb. I called you Deborah for a minute there. She's my Deb. Alex said, absolutely disgusting. Pregnant and child should never be in the same sentence. No, it shouldn't, should it? Yeah, millstones, I agree. Shannon said, we got a great big convoy. Ain't she a beautiful sight? We got a great big convoy speeding through the night. Convoy. Yeah, I'm really out of tune, man. I'm telling you now. It's not working for me at the moment. Alex said the dude is probably still screaming. Probably. Out to lunch said Trump was a Democrat. Or he was maybe a dino? Or a dino? Kai said 122 children rescued from trafficker in Florida 6 days ago. Wow. Yeah, it's a great song, isn't it, Muskrat? Yeah, to lunch confession. That's what they're doing. Deb said, my dad was a truckie and I love the movie. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, Alex, she'll never be Diana. Pinkster said, so is the other one. Deb said, do you mean the delusional one mattress actress and her handbag? Yeah, Menacing Muskrat thinks Megan's a man, yep. A lot of people do. Shannon said, I was accidentally commentating in yesterday's show thinking it was today's live. Oh, no. Shannon. No. Yeah, George, failed actress. And that's what that Abby Chatfield reminds me of. Some kind of, like very D, F grade maybe actress, like a, what are they called? When they just go to the streets and they start acting like a, it's called something. Oh shit, now I can't remember. Someone will remind me. Out to lunch said Lone Star Tick. Deb said, why does mean girl keep wearing bad cheats? Yes. Shannon said, Karen looks like Temu Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, she does, doesn't she? Sal said, never fear, Mr. Spear is here. Pinkster says, mafia families in my eyes. George said, the royal family, Pinkster. Alex said, that was a question. Diana was the only good one out of the whole lot. She knew what monsters they are and paid the price for it. I believe so. Elaine said, isn't it funny we went from Russia, China to now Dems. Sounds familiar, being fooled again. Yeah, I don't agree. I think they're all involved. Shannon said Trump saved the Saudi prince during the Vegas shooting, holding him in penthouse. He did. That's right. That's why that man loves Trump. Deb said she has become a very big joke, Miss Parkle. Cassandra, how you going? Oh, my God, alive with Hev. Good to see you, Cassandra. Tim S. sent me a song by Elton John for Song for Mattress Actress. Oh, really? Oh, is Tim A out there? Is he going to join us tomorrow? It's okay if you can't. If you're really busy, Tim A, I understand. But, yeah, unless I'm just not getting messages at the moment. It could be. I don't know what's going on. I've also got a, what have I got? A sourdough starter. It's on the rise. I'm going to make sourdough bread today. I made some the other day. My first loaf ever. Still turned out all right. But I want to try and improve on the sourdough because apparently it's really good for your gut compared to normal bread, which I can't seem to give up. Out to lunch said, Kai, can we fast forward this movie? I wish we could. Elaine said, yep, Agenda 2025 and the transgender agenda. Yes, it's all playing out in front of us, I believe. Delia said, remember the song, I think I'm turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo. Turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so. Think so. I remember that. No wine, no women, no fun, no sin, no you, no me, no something, no wonder it's dark. I thought I'd remember the whole thing. I can't. Well, there you go. It was pretty good to try and remember that much of it. Oh. Shannon said, bad form. Get that elbow up. Deb said, soon they will not let us live in our own country. Yes. Pinkster said, trying like hell to be one of us. Muskrat said, that's Carney's gig, elbows up. Carney is taking Canada down. Cassandra said, since I'm so tardy, Hev's chipmunk mode. George said, life without humour and comedy would be bloody depressing, wouldn't it? Ah, did you hear me? There was no mute. Oh, no. Did I cough and you heard it? Shannon said, British teeth. Elaine said, why would Trump move back to DC, Washington swamp where the hot dog pizza parties happen and children were killed and harmed and raped? Because that's where Congress is supposed to be. I don't know. You can't just not go there because that's where something happened. I'd wait. Honestly, Elaine, I'm waiting to see what happens. Pinkster said, if you don't laugh, you end up crying. So laugh it away. Yep. Alex said she'd be a good candidate for the Grand National. Yeah. Deb said, did not go well, the last person that held Trump's head. Yeah. What's her name? Apparently she's a comedian. I've never seen her before or heard of her. Kai said he's adding a temple of some type in place of the East Wing. Okay. Shannon said mutilated mullet. Pinkster said poor kid. Yep. Deb said trans operation is not helping. Kai said Roman style but temple nonetheless. Janelle, how you going? My goodness, I just heard my housemate's cousin had a gang of 8 with machetes break into their house, stole their cars, expensive ones, but did get them back. They were home with their 2 kids. Oh, my God, Janelle. prayers that everything's all right there. Pinkster said, lol, scroll. George said, the mullet's bad enough. Pinkster said, I didn't know why we all liked the mullet in the 70s. No, I don't either. Yeah, Kai, Janelle, that's horrible. Janelle said, I stopped watching Aria's Logies. I don't watch them either. I have not watched them, like, I don't even know if I ever did. Maybe when I was, like, a kid, if my parents had it on. But I don't watch them. They're bullshit. Alex said, so sad how many people, especially youngsters, that have been brainwashed into disfiguring their bodies permanently and the amount that change their mind but can't be reversed. Yes, I was reading one this morning. Managing Muskrat said, we have made in Canada stand medical assisted in dying. Yes. They pretty much have that here. Apparently there's called a duty of care when you're at the end of life, and they just feed you lots of pretty much morphine, I believe. I don't know if that's completely true, but that's what I'm hearing. Kai said, I'm glad they weren't ended. Pinkster said 1.4 trillion set aside for euthanasia in Canada. Sydney, how you going? Hey, Eve, good to see you. Back on tubes. Yes, I am back on the tubes. George said, can someone pinch me out of this nightmare? Yeah, stop the world. I want to get off. This ride's not good. Muskrat said, Danielle Smith, Alberta Premier, is standing up to this crap. Deb said, this lady needs it, Shannon. Shannon said, there's that devil tongue. Kiwi and Grid, how you going? She's having an organic about something. Yeah, she's having an orgasm about something, I'll tell you. I think she's on coke. Okay, I've got a cough again. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm going to try and hopefully. Okay. Need to sip my cup of tea. Got it tickling my throat. Happens when I talk too much. Because I'm normally pretty quiet. Ask my family, they laugh. No, I'm kidding. But definitely Kiwi and Grid. She's definitely having some sort of drug-induced orgasm there. Pinkster said it's against the law if you do it yourself, but if the government helps, it's okay. Yeah, Menacing Muskrat, that woman thing had too many boosters. Yeah, she's woke. On the gear, yep. Says Paul, how you going, Paul? Shannon said, crazy eyes, all she's missing is a septum ring, yep. Deb said, yep, someone send in mental health services. Cassandra said, oh my God, Billy Boy mode is easier to hear. Oh, Billy Boy mouse mode, is it? Is it mouse? I can't, squirrel mode, I can't see it properly. Pinkster said, no green hair, what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, she's on something, she is. Yeah, Kai, she's also desperate for attention. Yeah, Alex thinks she's on something too. Cassandra said, Bubba Chipmunk. Kai said, and stupid. Yeah, she's stupid. She really is. Pinkster said, there's so many like her, they have no idea. Yep, George said, that woman's crazy. Yes, she is. She's like a shapeshifter. Wow, yeah. Yeah, the men in white jackets need to pick her up, Deb. Pinkster said, last 5 years took its toll. Out to lunch said, needs to be drug tested. Yeah, she's got a podcast apparently. Oh, dear. And she had, Albo, the Prime Minister, on there, kissing his ass. Alex, so I switched off at what she was saying at the start, though, so I have no idea what she said. It was some kind of weird acting, like, what do you call it? Improvisation? Or something. That's what it looks like, some improvised acting BS. I don't know if you've ever watched anyone do that, but it's fucking hilarious. Improvised acting. Some people are, anyway. Concheggy Yowie, how you going? It's a Baphomet. Yeah, I agree. Pinkster said, lol, oh my God, your feed is hilarious. Yeah, it's what I pick. That's not my feed. That is just the bookmarks that I go searching for them. And I bookmark things and then I read those bookmarks out. And I try to add some funny, weird shit on there because you can't get too serious. I mean, we can, but it'll be pretty depressing, you know. Kai said, I bet she gagged on it on purpose. Deb said she's got nits too. Pinkster said, they're so fucked. I'd punish it, said Kai. George said, this woman would be a nightmare, or wouldn't she just, to live with? Can you imagine it? Yep, batshit crazy, Kai. Pinkster said, wow, he was offended. Oh, my God. Shannon said, psycho hose beast. Deb said, it looked out of control. Anyone heard from Flyby Stew, asked Menacing Muskrat. I think we've seen him a few days ago. Not sure. Cassandra said, so ready for first arrest, still catching up. Yeah, so are we all. But it should then, the first arrest should define where things are going over here. Deb said something needs to go back in the closet. Kai said, I'm waiting for nothing to happen on the 29th. Yeah, I don't go off dates. Where am I? I just jumped. It just jumped. Oh, thank you for putting that in there, Menacing. That link. Where am I up to? Oh, wow, I was way back. Holy cow. Hey, Randy, how you going? Saw Randy in there somewhere. Okay, here we are. Okay, everyone asking how things are going. Menacing Muskrat said Alex Soros' Open Society. That's what I thought. They're fracturing. That's what he said. Open Society's fracturing. There you go. Kai said, of course, this will be an excellent excuse to charge in any old where, just whenever. Randy said, lurking. Good to see you, Randy. Pinkster said, I'm eagerly awaiting for the alien invasion. Yeah, me too. Yep. Shannon said, lurking is like children's strips, Randy? Like chicken strips, Randy? What? Did I miss something there? Pinkster said, you know it's coming, but alas, that Atlas Comet thingy was the introduction, I suspect. Yeah, you never know. Hey, Jake, how you going? Defo popcorn time. Brilliant episode. The Great Awakening. President Trump, we salute you. I agree. Yeah, Randy said no chicken strips. Kai said it'll be either nothing, ETs, or an impact, possibly a comet buckshot blast. Pinkster said, try this for Q drops. If I may drop the link, yes. Conchega said, my youngest son was in BC not long back. Haven't heard from him. Was just wondering what the state of affairs are like. I know you have had some serious snow. Menacing Muskrat. I don't know if you can, Pinkster. If you're a normal person in the chat, you can't drop links. I couldn't even post it, and I don't know why. Let's see. It still won't let me do it. How weird's that? Huh. No. Okay. Who knows? Alex said that's not on. You should be able to post links on your own channel. Maybe YouTube changed that too, and you can only post certain links. Yeah, I know. How can Menacing Muskrat and I can't? Yeah, Deb. Yeah, YouTube keeps changing. Pinkster said, still active, I believe. Jake said, where we go on, we go all. Definitely. Kai said, YouTube is charging back charges on super chats. What? Conchega said, Ari above post for YouTube stolen trillions of our money and the 4 big bank CEOs have been served. Well, I know they stole money. I know someone stole money from me. The second channel that I had, after this one was deleted, I started another one and someone had donated quite a large amount of money. God love your eyes to see. Had donated a lot of money and YouTube kept it. That's why I have the links up here at the top, pinned to the top, because if you want to donate, I'd rather you go through that than YouTube. Because not only that, they take 30% of it. So, yeah, skip that. Yeah, Shannon, where we go on, we go all. Pinkster said, when they let me back on Twitter after being banned for life, I kind of thought things were changing. Yeah. Yeah, see? Nursing Muskrat was able to do it. George said, YouTube started off as a dating site. Did it really? I liked the old YouTube. It was like the Wild West. It was good. But there wasn't all this shit on there. Or at least didn't look like it. Pinkster said, all I said was the elites were the modern-day vampires. Laughed my ass off. Yep. Shannon said, blood drinkers. Pinkster said, anyone see how they changed with no Adreno? Yeah, they went really skeletal looking. Shannon said, YouTube DARPA. Yep. Alex said, I wonder why Hev couldn't post it. Strange. Deb said, some graphic pictures of abused children. Horrific. Alex said, yes, shriveled up like old prunes, Pinkster. Deb said, yes, we did miss our menacing. Sol, how you going? From Sydney. Good to see ya. Alex said, that's horrid, and I have seen people with the panda in their profiles too. Sicko, Shannon. Oh, yeah, that's bad. Panda eyes. Yep. You know, something really bad happened there. Sol said, man, damn, he is crawling to Trump. Yes, he is. Flyby Stew, how you going? Nah, then it'll be a rewatch. God love you. Pinkster said, there are pics that I saw that I can't get out of my head, and I don't want to see that shit again. Panda eyes, broken teeth, just, oh my God, broken heart, bleeds for them. Yeah. Yep. Deb said, we love lurking and bitching. Sol said, thanks, Deb. Are you in Sydney? I'm west of Sydney. Shannon said, the left moment. Are we the baddies? Yep. Yeah, Luna and the little babies. Randy had a message retracted. Kachega said, George Soros reported unalived. Oh, hope so. Shannon said, when your tinfoil hat suddenly becomes the golden crown of knowledge. Sol said, we are the insomniacs. Deb said, I'm Deborah. You are Deborah. Brandy said, hi, Flyby. I am Kai. Said, the next couple of years are going to be difficult, to put lightly. Yes, definitely. Kanchega said, walk to the drive-in 7 nights in a row to watch Convoy. Oh, there you go. Excellent. Deb said, I'm in Adelaide. My nose is blocking up. Why is this happening? Hang on a sec again. Oh, my goodness. Kids have brought something home from school, I bet you. Hang on. Okay. Now. Oh. Okay. Deb said, I'm in Adelaide. It could get moist. Very dark here in Adelaide. Yes, it's very dark here in Sydney. I think it could get moist here any moment. It's cloudy. And Menacing Muskrat said, Megan has a kickstand. Sol said, witch hunt. Shannon said, agent provocateur. Improv, that's it. That's it. Menacing, you got it. Pinkster said, BC to Ottawa was the surrealist thing I've ever done, and never experienced love like that in my life. Oh, God love you. Deb said, I'm loving the puppet of likeness. Kachega said, Harry has a bike rack. Shannon said, crowd force, bad actor. Shannon said, Megan can double as a towel rack. Alex said, lovely Hev. My dad asked me if I could make him some sourdough bread, but I don't know how to make the starter. It is very easy, Alex. Sort of. Okay? I've watched so many videos and everyone tells you something different, my God. But I put the same amount of water, the same amount of flour, okay? You got to weigh it. It's got to be by weight. Into a jar, stir it, cover it, not tightly, but cover it. Wait for a day, another day, right? Feed it again, the same amount you fed it the day before, but don't feed it too much, like don't make it like, I started doing 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour, and before you know it, I was having to chuck a lot out because I had made way too much. Anyway, it's growing. And you also have to look, have to look at the flour as well. It has to be a high protein flour. If you look it up on the internet, the starter's pretty much the same, kind of, except for the measurements. But you normally do like a 1 by 1 by 1. So if you've got 100 grams of starter, you'd add 100 grams of water and 100 grams of flour. And then you've got to discard some of that. Because if you just keep adding to it, your container is going to be so big and overflowing, it's not funny. So you got to have it, It's easy once you do it, and I just do a 1 by 1 by 1 ratio where everyone else can do a 1 by 5 by 5, a 1 by 3 by 3, and that's just confusing me. I just need straightforward 1 to 1 to 1 ratio. Anyway, hopefully you understood that. If you didn't, you need to look into sourdough bread to understand what the hell I'm talking about. Okay. Yep, Pinkston normal bread has bad wheat, all adjusted by corporation profit lines. Not only that, they got preservatives and all sorts of things in bread. Deb said, yes, I hope you can play it for us, Megan, the song by Elton. Oh, yes. Is it Don't Stop Me Now? Is that the one? Menacing? Deb, sorry? Did he send you that one of him doing the Don't Stop Me Now? Oh, fuck, I'm way out of tune. Oh, my God. Ken said sourdough starter that is made with sour milk, Have? No. Oh, sorry, Menacing Muskrat, no. It's made with water and flour. Okay. And yes. Deb said, yes, sourdoughs help me a lot. There you go. Shannon said Devo. Oh, whip it. Whip it good. I remember Devo. Didn't they have another song? I can't quite remember the other song because Whip It was so popular. Whip it into shape. Get straight. Go forward. Move ahead. Try to detect it. It's not too late to whip it. Whip it good. Yeah, Kai said wheat helps a lot. Yep. Zelo saying whip it. Deb saying whip it. Yep. Sol said make comedy great again. Yes, we do need to make comedy great again, not woke shit. Janelle said, yes, I want to learn sourdough making too. I can go to a class in a library is running in January. Oh, nice. You can learn online, but you're going to get all these different people telling you all these different things. And it's really hard to sort it all out. Conchega said, menacing, a sourdough starter is a mixture of flour and water that ferments over time, capturing wild yeast and bacteria from the environment. This living culture is used to naturally leaven, bread. Yep, it's a natural leaven, so you make your own yeast in a way. And if you don't keep an eye on it, it can overflow. And if you just look it up on YouTube, you'll see overflowing yeast, starters and all sorts of things. And thank you, Menacing Muskrat. God love you. George said, you lot can keep your whips to yourself. Deb said, yes, a sad day. Sad at daytime, no happy smoking till night. Oh. Menacing said, thank you. Got to give it a shot maybe, Conchega. Yeah, just look it up on YouTube. It is pretty easy to start. And if you just follow the 1 to 1 to 1 ratio and do some discarding, you won't have too much. And you can make stuff from the discard. You can make crackers with it, like the ones you eat. You can make pizza with the discard. You can make pancakes with the discard. So there's lots of uses. You don't have to throw your discard out. Kai said I smoke 2 joints in the morning, 2 at night, smoke 2 in the afternoon, makes me feel all right. 2 when I'm inside and 2 when I'm outdoors. Jeez, that's a lot. Deb said the football people have mullets. Yes, they do. They did. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, it's jumping all over the place and I'm not doing anything, but it's still jumping. What the hell? Oh my God, can you just do, I've replaced the batteries, guys. Randy said, I think I'll roll one now. I'll have one after this. Shannon said, Oh, yes. Stop the world because this is where I get off. Yep. Yeah, screaming jets. Say you never get anywhere. Well, they don't care. It's just not fair, but you know that I know better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, Kai said, smoking if you got it. It's 4:20 somewhere. George said, smoking, you join as well, Kai. Shannon said, you know that I know better. Alex said, that's him, Anderson Cooper. So I could see his face but couldn't think of his name. Kai said 52 and I'd drop from stress without it. Randy said, smoking lets me speak with dumb ones. Yep. Yeah, Shannon improv. Is Elvis here? How come I didn't see that? I'm on live chat, aren't I? Yeah. Oh, maybe I've missed it because it jumped. Ken said, Kathy Griffin, that's it, Anderson Cooper's brother that supposedly died by falling from a window but transformed into something. Yep. Sol said, Alex, he is otherwise known as Anderson Cooper. Mm-hmm. Pinkster said, oh, I'm sorry, Hev, lol. What are you sorry for? Don't be sorry. Elvis said, lots of love. God love you. You too. Good to see you. Shadow said, yes, Kathy Griffin is a man, definitely on the Z list. Alex said, it's a twisted world they are part of, Sol. Is it jumping again? Okay, I can't do this much more. Menacing Muskrat reckons I should do a video on sourdough bread. Okay, I will try, but I'm going to put it on Hev's Lifestyle channel. Okay, because I don't want to put it on. I want to keep this one sticking to politics. But I have another channel already going called Hev's Lifestyle. I haven't got any videos uploaded there as far as I know. But yes, I will. That's where I'm going to put my cooking videos. Alex said, I looked it up a while ago. There's so many different recipes. I didn't know where to start. Yes, that's the problem. See, I can tell you real easy how to do it. With a starter anyway. Don't ask me about the sourdough bread itself so far. And there's a million different recipes for that too. Oh, my God. I've only made one loaf. And it was I didn't let it rise long enough. So it wasn't flat. Like it was a loaf of bread. But it wasn't as high as I thought it might get. Yeah. George said, bun in the oven is a term for being pregnant. It really is. Kai said, by the way, 2 joints is a song you can look up. Okay, there you go. Alex said, some said to use yogurt. Oh, you can use buttermilk. You can use yogurt. There's lots of things you can use, but if you're beginning, I'd just stick with water and flour. Shannon said, business up front, party at the back of the meaning of the mullet. Where did that go? Oh, have a good one, Kai. Show us, Hev, we can make our own sourdough bread club. Yes. Out to lunch said, getting off the world, Canada will help. Sounds like they got the money. Deb said, Kai, it sounds like the Irish cook for the 1 for the pot, 2 for the cook. Yep. Yeah, wine. Soul smoking is prescription. Yeah, same. Shannon said, fat pizza, we're big and we are cheesy. Yum. Deb said, I love the square cookie. Pinkster said, I'll pass on pizza, thanks. Randy said, will you be wearing an apron? Yes. I've got plenty of aprons. I've got half aprons, I've got full ones. But when you're playing with flour, especially if you've got black clothing on, you need an apron. Kai said, okay, I'm getting the look. Got to go. Have a good one, Kai. Out to lunch said, caused by hot dogs in the oven. Thank you, Menacing Muskrat. You've put my Hev Lifestyle channel in there. Yeah, I'll try and do cooking on that one. Shannon said, Fat Pizza, it's a comedy TV series in Australia. Yes, it was. Pinkster said, that was funny, Kai. Deb said, love Fat Pizza show. Pinkster said, Fat Pizza need to be 3 to 9. AWOL, Stu, how you going? Yeah, like throwing a sausage half up a hallway. Okay, with that, I'm going to finish it for today. I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully I can get in contact with Timmy. He's had trouble messaging lately. So we'll see what happens. If not, I'll just get on and read some more news. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Talk to you soon. Bye.